everybody, John, retired rider. How's everybody doing today? I hope well. Hey, I want to do a video on winterizing your bike. How you guys winterize your bike. What do you do when you put your bike up for the winter? I know it's not technically winter yet, but it is very cold here in Ohio, and we're not doing any riding in the cold. So what I do is I store mine in the garage, of course, and I like to keep it, at a certain temperature. I don't like when the bikes get any kind of moisture on them because that causes pitting in your chrome. I mean, it dulls out your chrome. It does so many things to your paint, and I don't want that issue. So I like to keep it in the climate controlled area. For years, though, I didn't have that when I was a younger rider. I had to wrap them in a tarp and as best I could and store them outside. And then when the spring came, I had to do a lot of cleaning. Even though they were covered up, still got moisture in there, and it does cause a lot of damage. Also, what I do is I keep my gas tanks full. I don't put any additives in my fuel to, fuel additive of any kind. I do start them every couple of weeks in the wintertime. I'll pull them outside and I'll start them. If they need any kind of wipe down, I will do that too. I do not change my oil right before I put them away from winter. I know some people do. And some people change their oil after the winter's over before they start the riding season because, moisture in the engine. And I get that. And like I said, I do start them every couple of weeks, keep them on a full tank, but I do not put any additives in anything. I'm not big on additives. I know the way gas is now, people say you should put something in the fuel stabilizer, but I mean, I did that in the past years ago, but I don't do that anymore. I feel like if I start it, especially with being the fuel injected bike, I feel like, and I'm no expert, but I feel like, starting them every couple of weeks, keeping them on the full tank of gas is good enough. I do like to roll them. I mean, when I pull them out to start them, I like to roll them back in, make sure they're in a different position. I know some people will say, well, it takes a long time for a bike to sit before it starts to hurt the tires, but in my experience, it can be just a few months and you can cause flat spots in the tires. But I know some people out there are going to disagree with that. But just for my, the way I feel and keep me happy, I like to make sure they're not parked in the same exact spot. And I make sure they're moved all winter long. Of course, they are moved no matter what because I do start them. And I don't start them in the garage. I just take them outside and start them. Let them run for a while and bring them back in. Like I said, I do that, every couple of weeks. Normally don't go longer than 2 weeks before I start them. I don't put any kind of special... that's not exactly true. I do, before we put them up for the winter, we do wash them. And I do try to put a coat of wax on them. Basically, that's the reason I do the wax is because, like I said earlier in the video, if they're sitting here, and especially if it's not climate controlled, if it's not a steady temperature in here, you'll get that moisture on the bike, and then you'll notice, I'm sure you guys noticed a ton of times, if it's not in a heated garage, that you'll open your garage door, and then all of a sudden, you'll get that moisture on the chrome, and it'll just be sitting there dripping off, and that's definitely not good. It causes pitting, erosion, and on everything, and I don't, that just creates a lot of problems, and I don't like that. So that's why I like to keep them heated, warm, and that's why I like to, keep a good, not a, ton of wax, but a good coat of wax, and make sure they're clean before they're put up, and that helps against stuff like that too. As far as anything else, I really don't put anything on the seats. I don't put, any protective stuff on the coatings on the seats because, at one time years ago, I would put something on there, but I don't need a slippery seat. Nobody needs a slippery seat when we're riding, so that wouldn't be a good thing. But yeah, I don't put anything on that. Now, if I were to store them outside with just a tarp over them, I would definitely consider doing that. But other than that, yeah, if they're inside and they're out of the elements completely and they're in a heated and controlled climate, that's something I don't think you really need to worry about. Um, yeah, and I just make sure I maintain the air in the tires, make sure the air pressure stays good in the tires, and like I said, if I do pull them out and I see that they need to be wiped down or some dust on them or anything like that, I do take the dust off and just wipe them down a little bit. If you have any advice or any comments on what you do to store your bikes, and if you drain the tanks, if you add additives to your fuel, fuel stabilizer or anything like that, or anything special that I didn't comment on, leave it down in the comment section. Let me know what you do. But as for me, that's what I basically do. It's nothing, nothing big. I think, with the Vulcan, it is, the antifreeze is not going to be affected in any way. Has been changed. So even if it was sitting outside in the elements, it wouldn't freeze or anything because it goes down, the temperature on the coolant goes down pretty far, so that wouldn't be an issue. But that's pretty much what I do with my bikes in the wintertime, how I winterize them. I might be missing something all these years. Heck, I don't know. Maybe I have. But that's pretty much what I do. And another issue I know a lot of people have come across, not only on motorcycles and where they store them, but in their vehicles too, is mice. And yeah, you definitely don't want mice up in making a nest under the seat or making a nest up in the engine somewhere or chewing on wires like mice like to do. So that's why I like to start my bikes every 2 weeks too, because you keep them moving out, moving them in, keeping them mice away. I do, we don't have a mice problem in our house, but you never know, you never know when a little mouse might find its way in. So we do have traps, and we use these things called, I'm not sure, I forget what the name are, but they're little pouches we put in the corners everywhere to make sure that we don't have any intrusion by mice by any chance. Don't want to take that chance. But that's what I do on that. And like I said, it's not anything too, elaborate what I do as far as when I winterize my bikes and when I store my bikes. But like I said, if I've missed something, you guys do something a little different or something that I might not be doing, put it down in the comment section. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Just a little quick video. Like I've said many times before, it's not easy to come up with content, in the wintertime when it comes to motorcycles. At least it is not for me. Maybe other riders or other channels, it might be easier for them. But it's not easy for me. But we'll keep trying to come up with some things out there to keep you interested, and hopefully you'll follow along with us. But like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification bell. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinion. I'd love to hear it. And like I've said before in other videos, any ideas, anything you'd like to hear me talk about, I do have, about over 30 years of experience in riding and with motorcycles. So I've had so many of them, I can't count. But, there's always room for improvement, always things to learn. There's always somebody out there who's got a good idea or does something better than you do. And, I've learned that way a lot in my life about motorcycles and just about life in general. But yeah, if you have any comments or can give me any advice or any of us any advice, I'd love to hear it. Put it down in the comment section. Any kind of constructive criticism, I'm always open to that. Anything at all, just comment, let me know. As far as that goes, that's pretty much it on what I do on winterizing. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas of what you'd like to hear me talk about, or anything you'd like to ask me or anything like that, just put it down in the comment section. I'll definitely will let you know or get back to you and tell you anything you'd like to know if I have an answer for you, if I know. So anyway, we'll keep rolling. We'll keep coming up with ideas. Like I said many a times, I just can't wait till we get back into the spring, so we can, me and the wife can get out there on the bikes and we can get the bike set up to video us taking our trips that we take and our rides that we go on. I'm gonna enjoy bringing you guys along with me. Like I said, we'll be doing several different areas here in Ohio, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, places like that. Hopefully branch off into some more things here locally. I mean, we've been riding. Well, I know I've been riding Indiana and Ohio and Kentucky for the last at least 25 years, if not even longer than that. So there's a lot of stuff still to be seen in Ohio. But we want to branch out even further this year, coming in the spring. Well, I should say next year, coming in the spring. We want to branch out even further and get you guys out there with us. And I think we'll have a good time doing it. I definitely will have a good time showing you guys where we're going and what we're doing. You know, it's just a blast, and I love it. I'm really loving the YouTube channel. We're hoping that it does go somewhere. We're hoping that we do get more subscribers and more ideas, and like I said, your opinions and your ideas and what you think you might want to hear me talk about, or any kind of questions you want to ask me would be great. You know, put them down there in the comment section, and I will definitely get back to you. I always, will read the comments, and I always will respond. So, anyway, that's just a little short video on how, I winterize my bikes, what I do with my bikes in the wintertime. And give me your comments and your ideas, and tell me what you do with your bikes in the wintertime. Other than that, if this is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, again, hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. We probably won't have a video out this Friday. I usually try to get one out, or two out a week, but we probably won't. This will probably be our last one for this week. Actually, I think we did put another video out. I think we put one out yesterday, which would have been Monday. So we probably won't have another one out till next Monday or next Wednesday. But like I said, any ideas you guys might have, put it down in there in that comment section, and I'll do my best to accommodate you. Any questions you might have, I'll do my best to answer them. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I do have some experience, and I've been riding, like I said, a long time. So anyway, you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll catch you on the next video. And always